You mentioned Zeppelin. I was going to ask, did you tour with Page and Plant?
We did, man. We're on this crazy. It was like we were just starting down here in the U.S. and we were starting to like bring fans out to our own little shows, club shows. So we loaded into the Middle East in Boston, which is like a cool club. And I was like, Frank Black's on the wall, Nirvana signed a poster, and Soundgarden had signed. So it's like this is what we're supposed to be doing. And then about 7 o'clock, right before his sound check, our tour manager runs in. And he goes, "You're not going to believe this." He goes, "Robert Plant was just riding around in a limo in New York and heard Starseed, which was our single, on the radio. And he was like, he just called us and he said, these guys got to come home for us in Indianapolis and join the tour." I was like, okay, but we're doing this show tonight and fans have already bought tickets. He's like, "I don't care. We are leaving and we're going to do this." And it was epic. It's like Robert Plant came up to me, talked about that first album we made, Naveed, and was telling me how much he liked the lyrics and the sound. I was just like, what is happening? And he was the sweetest guy in the world. And it kind of set me up for this career in music where it's like, you know what? If that guy's not a dick, don't ever be a dick.
I love that. That is so
Yeah.
cool. So you kind of learned that, now you're passing that to people like Graylin.
I hope so. Like, I think, I think we got to always support each other. But yeah, like egos and that stuff, there, I get it. You have to have an ego just to be a singer in a band, but you got to keep it in check because we just got to keep this wheel turning before, like it's the music business is hard enough these days. So you have to, like what Robert did to me. Yeah, I can't really do the same thing to Grayling because I don't have that weight. But being there as a sounding board, being there as, anytime she wants advice, I'm 100% that.
Yeah. I mean, so that is something that you like to do, is kind of mentor or help young bands as much as you can, because you're still in the business. Not like you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. But I mean but that says something. And so is Robert Plant, by the way. It's
Yeah,
like that
sure.
that shows you where your priorities are. Like we're still, and Robert's still making new music. We're not some nostalgia act. Obviously, Robert isn't. And for Graylin to see that you can have this long career it's really important to show that.
Yeah. You toured with Van Halen too, but I was reading that didn't go as well or something. Like you almost got kicked off the tour, but it was like a thing where Eddie and Alex wanted you, but Sammy didn't or something. There was some.
Yeah, I mean it was tough, and I'd heard stories like Alice in Chains had toured them before. I heard that was tough on those guys, so I knew it was going to be different. It was the same thing, Chuck. It was like those fans, they wanted these, they paid tickets to see Van Halen, not some band they'd maybe heard one song from play for 40 minutes. So I had a lot of fans in the front row just giving me like the fingers the whole time. And I was cool with it for a minute. I actually didn't mind it. I
Huh.
always look at being on stage like a bit of battle. It's like a war. It's like a war for hearts and minds of the audience. But I was fine with it. But Sammy came up to me one day. He was like, "Dude, this isn't working. You got to be like, you're an entertainer. You have to try to get the crowd excited and have fun up there." And I was like, "Dude, I'm not, I love what you do. You're an amazing singer. I grew up in Van Halen, like 1984, I almost got a tattoo. Like, but I'm not you. Like, I don't wear, I'm just not that kind of, I see a line between like being an artist and an entertainer." And I said, "Fortunately, man, I'm more I'm more on that artist side. So I'm not the guy that's going to go try to rile up the crowd. And it's not a party for me. This is my art." And he was just like, "Awesome, you guys are done." But Alex and Eddie really supported us. And I think Sammy was just having a bad day. But
Hmm.
yeah, Alex and Eddie are like they're musical heroes to me. I was so sad when Eddie passed away, but those guys literally saved us from the on the tour. But also, those guys practice so much. Like Eddie would walk into catering at noon with the guitar on. He would start sound check too early, 2 hours early, and just like that, you have to be your craft. And he was, and same with Alex, and like that taught us all a lot.
Yeah, that's what I heard. The same thing. I had a guitarist from Ugly Kid Joe that they had opened for Van Halen. He said, yeah, you'd walk into the dressing room and Eddie would be in there with the his tidy whities and just playing the guitar. And
Playing
he's,
guitar, I was
this is
just like,
fucking
what?
weird.
That dude never needed to practice, but
Yeah,
like he was.
he loved it.
It was a part. It was like a fifth limb. It was an extension of who he was as a person. And that it's just like that. If you want to be in this business, that is a piece of advice for a young artist. Like you have to be that.
Yeah, you have to really love it. The music part of it. You can love the business part too, but yeah, like eventually that you'll burn yourself out if you're just trying to chase the views and the listens and the
100%. Like Eddie, yeah, he wasn't playing for everyone. He was playing for himself, like you said, in his underwear in his dressing room or at catering. You know, while everyone else eating, he's just playing guitar. It's like you have to love it that much.